At midfield, number 7, Felipe Gonzalez. At defender, number 8, Drew Ruggles. At forward, number 9, Tavoy Morgan. At defender, number 18, Sean Callahan. At midfield, number 19, MASL Sanchez. Other midfielder, number 32, Adrian Reyes. At midfield, number 36, Andrew Estrella. Starters for your San Diego Sockers, at goalkeeper, number 1, Chris.
From the beautiful Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California, it's time for some Sunday afternoon indoor soccer action as the San Diego Sockers welcome their longtime rivals from the East, the Baltimore Blast. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. And for this Sunday Soccer Showcase on Fox Soccer Plus, we've got the finest cut available of our sport. The San Diego Sockers, 16-time champions. The Baltimore Blast, 10-time champions. 2 winningest franchises in the history of the sport. They're also the 2 hottest teams in the league today, and they will battle for first place right in front of your eyes.
And for the Sockers, it's almost too good to be true. They're on an 8-game point streak. That's 7 games and having won, and 1 having lost in overtime. But with that, that still puts them at the top of the standings table in first place. And for Baltimore, they're actually even hotter, winning consecutively in 6 matches, 5 of those with only 1 goal difference. They played on Friday at home, and they flew in yesterday. So we'll see if the Sockers have an edge with fresher legs.
Well, San Diego missing some key players in the midfield as they have been for the last few games. That's put a lot of the pressure on the youngest, Sebastian Mendez, and boy, he's really come through.
Yes, Sebas has really come through. As you're saying, that's 4 goals and 3 assists in the last 2 matches. 13 goals to be second best on the Sockers, to match the jersey on the back of his shirt. And he's going to be very important to look at, and his contributions on scoring with so many midfielders out and unavailable.
As Tony said, the Blast are red hot. They've won 6 in a row, and their veteran leader up top, Juan Pereira, has a knack for coming through when it matters most.
Absolutely. He's the leader in points for the Blast. He has 18 goals and 11 assists, 29 points total. With 200 games of experience, he's going to be able to come in and really try to get this game in gear and engaged. He's a clutch player who loves to score at the end of matches and make things very interesting.
This should be a great one, and we're happy to have you along for the ride. When we come back, Nick Ferrara will let us know about the newest player to put on a Sockers uniform. We'll get you the starting lineups and opening kickoff right after this on MASL TV.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, help with this. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa, we can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals.
But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big.
And welcome back live inside Frontwave Arena, where the Baltimore Blast and the San Diego Sockers are getting ready to do battle on this military night for the Sockers, honoring the members of our armed services. Along with Tony Sanchez, my name's Craig Elston. Our pleasure and privilege to be broadcasting this one for you. We'll be heading down to the floor momentarily. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast team. Here's Nick Ferrara.
Size matters, and we all know it's something you simply can't coach. It was with that mentality that the Sockers went out and attained 6'4", 220-pound defender Stefan Mijovic. The well-traveled MASL All-Star joins the Sockers in hopes of being a key element to a championship run. And oh yeah, Jamaican me crazy. Tonight, the return of Tavoy Morgan after serving a 4-game suspension due to that red card he picked up just a while ago. He looks to get back in tune with where he was in previous seasons and return his dominance here on the blue turf tonight. Sometimes, with big personalities and big bodies, you can get some big tempers. We're hoping cooler heads prevail as the Sockers look to get a victory here at home and continue that nice momentum they have leading into the tail end of the season. Now, I'm going to send it back to the bigs in the booth. Craig, Tony.
Thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at both of these teams at a glance. San Diego Sockers in first place with 36 points in the MASL at 12-4-2. Baltimore has won 6 in a row to get to 11-6-2, 33 points. As you can see, with a regulation win, they would tie San Diego in the point standings. San Diego almost as hot as Baltimore, having won 7 of their last 8 and picking up points in 8 in a row. The Sockers lead the league in goal differential at plus 27. They have gone 2-0 against Baltimore so far, both those games in Maryland. Looking at the top scorers for both of these teams, it's Juan Pereira for Baltimore. We talked about him, a guy, 133 career goals, has a knack for scoring late, 18 so far this season. Nick Pereira, so steady at the forward position for San Diego, 14 goals, 14 assists, 28 points. He leads the club in both of those categories. Well, as the players get ready in those military-inspired, little twist, little camouflage on the arms. I mean, how useful is it for only your arms to be camouflaged? in a forest of arms, you will go undetected. Otherwise, maybe you might be able to spot these Sockers in their navy blue. Baltimore will be in their white with the trim of the Maryland state flag going down the side of their kits. The Major Arena Soccer League and MASL TV proud to welcome you to this broadcast of MASL soccer on a Sunday afternoon. There you see Nilton De Andrade. He's making his home debut for San Diego. Got the start on Thursday up in Ontario, where the Sockers shut out Empire 4-0. Chris Toth, who authored that shutout, is in net for San Diego. It's Julian Rodriguez with 10 wins, 10-4-2, and a sparkling 713 save percentage. He is in net for Baltimore. Blast running right to left across your screens. San Diego left to right. The whistle is sounded for the first of 4 15-minute quarters. It's MASL action on Fox Soccer Plus and MASL TV. Thank you so much for being with us. Mitchell Cardenas is the lead on-ball defender for San Diego. Here's a shot whistled wide by Omar Silla. He, along with Chad Porch, 2 defenders that really get into the attack for the Blast. Mitchell Cardenas with a little steal on the defensive yellow line. And now San Diego, their first chance to go forward. The 18-year-old Marcel Sanchez. He's the forward when no one's trying to score. They call him the defensive runner. As soon as the Sockers get the ball, his job is to get to the bench and allow the big dogs to come out to eat. That's Nick Pereira. Number 77 is standing down by the opposing crease. Drew Ruggles will send the ball deep looking for him, but instead it curves right into the arms of Rodriguez. Julian Rodriguez with a strong arm on the smaller field in Baltimore, which is 50 feet shorter, as Nico brings this ball down. Nico Williams skips it into the corner. Kelvin Mwape is there trying to look for it, but there is the silky Chad Porch, newcomer of the year a couple of years ago for Baltimore. Just going to note, Julian Rodriguez has 7 assists this year as a goalkeeper. So very strong with his arm, and on that small field where you can throw all the way to the opposing goal, essentially, he's really made a meal of it, to be sure.
In the last couple of games that Baltimore has been able to win, they've been able to win by 1 goal, and they've been able to have the pressure on them, and to have a goalkeeper with those contributions, not just on the defensive end, but on the offensive end. It's going to be incredible to see 2 teams in a Clásico de Clásicos in indoor soccer. Classic matchup here, the San Diego Sockers and the Baltimore Blast for sure. It's going to be a treat, and not just that, a classic matchup, but these are 2 teams that are very much in form.
9th home game of the year for San Diego. They have points in 7 of 8. 5 wins, 1 regulation loss, 2 overtime losses here at Frontwave Arena. Baltimore, for them, they're doing quite well on the road this year at 5-3-1, points in 6 of their 9 road games. The ever steady Emmanuel Belliard, not given to us in the original travel lineup, but he is in this lineup for Baltimore. Belliard, number 9, came over from the Utica City FC club on a trade deadline deal. Foul will set up a free kick for the Blast just outside the yellow line and pretty much straight away. Patrick Thompson, another player not listed on their travel roster, out there, as Silla shoots it right into the body of the rookie Andrew Estrella, known as Pato. Here's a long shot. Milton's first shot as a Socker was parried away by Rodriguez, who had to move to his right. Working through the 3rd minute of this first quarter. San Diego trying to apply the pressure now, but a ball down the middle of the floor. That's where Chris Toth can step in and act as if he's an extra defender. There's the big Stefan Mijatovic. Stefan, his first shift as a Socker, wearing number 24. Out forward now to Mendez. Sebastian's been hot. 4 goals in his last 2 games, 2 apiece. Back to Nilton. And De Andrade will reset to the defensive captain, Cesar Cerda.
It's going to be interesting how these 2 elements, both De Andrade and Mijatovic, adapt to this team who has already built the chemistry and has built a rapport with each other and really come together, not just with the veteran presence, but with the young players as well. Looking at the rookies, Pato, Estrella, and Reyes as well.
Here's a ball sent up the wall. Good hustling run by Nico Williams there, trying to dig it out. Cerda had all he could handle to win that ball away. A lot of hustle shown by this Blast team. A mix of young and old, this Baltimore team, but almost all of the players have been Baltimore only in their career. Alejandro Chavez really about the only exception to that, with a couple of years with Harrisburg. Everyone else comes through the Blast system, and usually when they play for Baltimore, they'll stay in Baltimore. led by the two veterans, Juan Pereira and Yonatas Mello, who are the connective tissue to the three-peat in the early MASL years for Baltimore from 2015 to 18. They played on those teams. Here's Nick Pereira out to Morales, just missed, and Rodriguez got a touch on it to perhaps deny entry inside the far post.
And something the Sockers have been adding into their offense is those quick shots. They have the time, they have the patience to usually try to walk it all the way through, but it's trying to create that chaos and those rebound opportunities, and with those quick shots outside of the box, el área del arquero.
This one is going to go into the scoring table area, and it'll be a restart for San Diego. Sockers averaging just over 6 goals per game, 6.2 with 112 goals scored in their 18 matches. Here's a guy who loves to score, Tavoy Morgan. First touch in 5 games as he's coming off a 4-game suspension. To Ruggles trying for the refeed to Tavoy, who curled in toward the crease. Ball was batted back to midfield, still controlled by San Diego. Felipe Gonzalez, a steady veteran who's been around since the start of the league. Down to Morgan. Morgan celebrating his 31st birthday on the 1st of March, last Sunday. Now Morgan taken down, and the foul will be called this time. And this will set up a very dangerous free kick, Tony, for San Diego.
And Morgan doing what he does best is trying to be that hold-up player up top and shield the ball with his body, try to get some members to help him out and offlay the pass and or turn around and shoot himself. But that's also part of the gig, is getting fouled in dangerous spots and creating these set pieces.
Pereira shoots right into the legs of the wall. Rebound off the right post. Mendez, second chance came off the wall from Cardenas. So 3 bites of the apple, but they got nothing but seeds on that one. The bitter taste.
Unfortunate for the Sockers there, who have concocted a pretty good set-piece situation. Pereira with a rather lax shot just to kind of give that off-speed opportunity at close range. But then Mendez also hitting that post on the right side, knocking on the door.
Some flash pressure being shown here by Baltimore. Serta to Pereira, trying to control with 2 men around him at midfield. 7th minute of the game. Just settling in. Glad to have you along with us on a Sunday afternoon. If the Sockers win this game, they will fortify their position alone in first place. If Baltimore wins, they'll move into a tie. Morgan, Milton, well done by Chad Porch to keep the point-blank shot away. Meanwhile, Tavoy down. And we'll see if the athletic trainer Paul Savage needs to come out to take a look at the Sockers forward.
Morgan had done everything correctly in that play, from a wonderful control with a 1 touch and almost turning around to get that shot. Then he gets taken out from the bottom. No foul, but good to see Morgan coming out in his own power.
Obviously favoring that right foot ankle area off of that play. Tavoy, and there's just no question about it, objectively having his worst season as a pro by a mile. Only 10 games, only 5 goals so far for Tavoy, a guy who's more than a goal a game generally when you talk about his career. Nonetheless, what I've heard, Tony, is in the last 3+ weeks since he's been suspended, that Tavoy has been the best player at practice for San Diego. And they're really hoping to see that transference of the quality they've seen on the training ground to come out to the pitch here, this blue pitch today.
One of the things, too, is that
Pereira scoops it wide.
As Tavoy comes back, gives an opportunity for Pereira to get an extra breath and not have to have the whole offense rely on him. And you also have a dangerous player with Morgan, who is itching to get back on the scoring sheet.
Nick trying for a quick turn there. Got dispossessed on the right edge of the crease by Mwape. Next ball out of play, either over the wall or glass or a goal scored. That will be our first media timeout of this match. No score yet in the 8th minute. Here's Chris Toth, author of the shutout, 14 saves on Thursday. Sending it forward to his longtime friend, Nick Pereira. Taken away from him, dragged off of him by Omar Silla on the wall. Back to Serta. Soccer still hold. Cesar saying, Sebastian, do something. Sebastian says, I'll run this way. What do you think? Cut it back to you. Sound good? Okay. Into the middle. Back heel goal. It's pretty. It's so pretty. As Pereira casually slots his 15th from Serta for 1-0.
This play was orchestrated by Cesar Cerda, directing traffic, letting Sebastian know, I need you in this position to go ahead and make myself available, and then give a pass right through the middle. And Pereira with a flick, a back flick, un taquito, for her first goal of the match. That's just pretty.
Let's take a timeout as both teams talk it over. The Sockers out on the good foot on Nick Pereira's 15th goal of the season. 1-0 San Diego leads Baltimore. You're watching MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
1-0 San Diego with the early lead over Baltimore. Craig, Tony, Nick, and our Amoda broadcast crew here with you as Baltimore tries to send one in, and it's headed out of there by the newest soccer, the 6'4", Stefan Mijatovic. Previously known as Mijatovic, and then Mijatovic, which is what we're going to go with the rest of the way. Stefan Mijatovic. There he is. Guy who's used to integrating into a team quickly. In fact, my understanding is he was scheduled to play in a cash money tournament this weekend, and part of the negotiation to bring him onto the club was to get him out of that tournament this weekend so he could play for San Diego. Juan Pereira and Chad Porch trying to work out of their zone. Sockers have 3 players in deep on the press. Pato and Mendez working hard. Pereira was waiting in the middle, hoping to get something special to pop out there for a second goal. For Nick Pereira, that's the 512th point of his career, 252nd goal in the MASL. He is 3rd all-time in this league in scoring, trailing only Ian Bennett and the King, Frank Taillou, who had a brace in a Tacoma win on Friday. Here's the Mendez-Pereira connection. Off the wall, looking for Felipe. Ball hit him instead of him hitting the ball. And then a foul is called on Pato.
I mean, it all starts once again from that relationship built. The grizzled veteran with young blood here at the Sockers with Mendez, and just how well they play off of each other. Just the skill, the patience, and then the speed and tenacity of Mendez to be able to go ahead and create something out of nothing as well.
Milton on defense, keeping it away from Nico Williams. Now here comes Bellion, formerly of Utica. He and Milton were teammates a couple of weeks ago. Probing on the other side, Baltimore. That was Mwape. Back to Bellion, dancing. Trying to trot out to the right foot, nothing there. Omar Silla leads the MASL with 18 assists. Leads defenders with 27 points. Omar Silla, 9 goals, 18 assists. Sockers looking for a counterattack there, but the ball got back to Rodriguez. Now a chance as Cardenas steals it. Nilton 1v1, he scores! His first goal as a Socker. Nilton de Andrade has put San Diego up 2-0, and the steal from Cardenas got it started.
And you see, as he gets the look on goal, Rodriguez comes out a little bit too much, but it's a lot of space for De Andrade to just take a look up and say, I'm going to go ahead and get all the space on the right-hand side and net his first goal. It's going to be an exciting player to watch in soccer's colors, for sure.
For Nilton, his third goal of the season, but his first for San Diego. And for Cardenas, now a 10-point scoring season for the rugged defender. 3 goals, 7 assists. So Mitchell's really had one of his best offensive seasons. Here comes Juan Pereira looking to change the tune. Sends it to the back post. Late on the run for the Blast was number 18, Iber Ospina. Sanchez in hot water, has to use Tothas' outlet. Chris knew what to do. Adrian Reyes holds the ball. A little bit of fancy footwork through 3, sending in Tavoy. Here comes Tavoy. Morgan saved by Rodriguez.
Great save, just waiting and being patient and making sure that he covers all his angles. And Tavoy having another chance here potentially.
Ball got out too far in front of him. Taken away by Pereira. Marco Nascimento took 4 seasons, almost 5 seasons away from Baltimore between his 3rd and 4th season in this league. Came back this year to rejoin the club. Into Kevon Frater. He's had some success against San Diego in the past. Kicked out, recovered by Silla. Belliard now. Serta shrugs him off, but he's in a double team. Ruggles his outlet. Sanchez waiting. Callahan trying to get the ball forward. Spits out. It's Belliard in the middle. On to the right wing. Wall pass. Stepping out for the shot high. Big miss right there by Mwape and Baltimore.
You can see the dangerous aspects of Baltimore's offense right there, where they're able to go ahead and create out of the rebounds and really put numbers up front and apply that high pressure, and the Sockers have been able to deal with it so far. But as time goes on, we'll see if the Sockers are able to also maintain that defensive prowess.
One player you will not see out on the floor today for San Diego is their longtime captain, number 37, Craig Childs. Took a little bit of an injury late in the Empire match, I should say, on Thursday. Craig, who has had multi-points last couple of games, 6 points in his last 3 games, will be missed. Mendez tries to lean into a left-footed shot, but it was read all the way by Ospina, who got the block. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left on the first quarter clock, 2-0. San Diego deuces wide. Here's Pereira. Nick through the double team for a moment, but Thompson stepped out on the ball. Ospina lost it. Nilton steals. Nilton dropped, and a quick foul called by Daniel Radford. Out there with Kia Depina. Those are our 2 men in red out on the floor from the MASL officiating crew. Brian Elliott and Arnold Baldo are in the box as assistant and 4th referee.
Something the Sockers have done really well in their first quarter is really dispossessing Baltimore, coming out of their own defensive third and creating offensive chances.
Whoa pass! Rodriguez read it and came right into De Andrade, who took a little bit of the worst for it, but is back up on his feet. Luis Morales, much like the man he just passed to, Mijatovic, hired guns in the cash tournament world, Kings League world, World Mini Football.
Was part of a couple of TST tournaments along with some Sockers.
Absolutely. A big defender like Mijatovic is always going to be in demand, especially in those kind of like short-term situations. Let's get a big body in there. Minute 23 left in the quarter. Can Baltimore take a great quarter for San Diego and nullify it with a late goal? Welly to Porch. Wellington Bramuse. Surprisingly young at 21 years old. born in 2002. Wow. 2004, pardon me, that would make him 23. 2004, and he hasn't turned 22 yet. Birthday later this year. Looking for the back post pass was Silla, but Cardenas read it well to kick it out. 43 seconds left in the quarter. Freighter just missed. Morales double teamed, dug in, dispossessed. Blast get another look. Thompson. He a player, ex of St. Louis, one of the rare non-full-time Blast. Thinking about taking a rip on that one, but he had to chase the ball into the corner. Morales raked it away off the boards for Toth to gather. Chris working on a 5th straight scoreless quarter. In fact, if I remember right, a 6th straight scoreless quarter, because the last quarter against Tacoma, no goals for the Stars. That one kicked away, so that's not bad. 90 straight shutout minutes for Chris Toth, the MASL's all-time saves leader. 2-0, Sockers with the lead over the Baltimore Blast. Indoor soccer royalty, San Diego and Baltimore back with second quarter run from Frontwave Arena next on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. I know the last time I ate something planted. It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stuff. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, right on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego.
We're getting ready for the start of the second quarter at Frontwave Arena, where the Sockers lead Baltimore 2-0. Chris Toth in net. Clean sheet Chris at it again Thursday with a 14-save shutout at Empire. His 3rd career shutout. His 2nd with the Sockers. That was also against Empire when they were called the Ontario Fury. 2nd soccer shutout this season. Boris Pardo had a 10-save shutout of Tacoma back on December 30th. 4th shutout in modern soccer's history. Shout out Riley Swift, 2011. That was the first ever road shutout for San Diego. Chris, the 2nd, first in the MASL. And in the all-time history, 12 years of the MASL, there have been only 25 shutouts. Average of about 2 per year. So for the Sockers to have 2 this year, wow, pretty impressive.
It's absolutely wonderful what we've been able to see from the San Diego Sockers this season, especially what they've gone through in terms of injuries and what they've been able to come up together. Now, honestly, Craig, I think I saw one of the best quarters of San Diego soccer action this last 15 minutes. And again, you're still adding elements, you're still adding layers and depth. So it's going to be interesting to see how far this soccer team can actually go if this pace maintains.
2 teams switch sides. San Diego now attacking right to left across your screens, and Baltimore left to right. Rodriguez sends a distribution by foot to the near wall. That's where Welly is working on it. Nascimento now. A lot of Brazilian flavor on this Baltimore club, and that's always been the case for Baltimore. Their head coach, David Bascombe, has been there since 2002. First as the longtime assistant to the great Danny Kelly, one of the best coaches ever in the sport of indoor soccer. They were former teammates playing in the glory days of the MASL. Here's Welly looking to the middle. Easy pass for Mendez to read. Only a defender and pretty much a stay-home defender in Nascimento that was down there. He seemed disinterested in the attack to begin with.
And that's where the Sockers have been doing a lot of smart maneuvers and defenses, anticipating and positioning themselves where they know that the lane is available for a pass. And if it's the only way that they're allowing us, there you go, Tavoy.
To Estrella, to Morgan.
There you
scores!
go, Tavoy.
Tiki-taka! Morales in the corner from Pato, from Tavoy, back to Tavoy. Morgan slots it home. 1, 2, 3. The Sox are on a roll.
Such a sharp play as you see Tavoy with a back to goal. He knows exactly what he wants to do. As soon as he lays off, he starts to run by himself, hoping to get that pass back, and he does exactly that. He's not going to be missing from that short range. And man, let me tell you, if there's one person that's happy, that's Tavoy to get back on the score sheet, but his teammates are also there backing him up.
1:32 that time of second quarter goal. Morgan's 6th of the year. Give Luis Morales a great assist. Love it when and that's a sign of the season progressing, Tony. Morales, who, when he's new to a team, is just going to shoot every time, basically. Now he's starting to get that synchronicity with his teammates to have his head up for the pass. Here's a chance for a counter. Porch kick save! Chris Toth, what a save, and he pulls the ball out of the hopper.
A great save by Toth, but then also to get in the way, Mijatovic as well, that big body to slide tackle and make sure that it's a double team effort to keep that ball out of harm's way. Very well done by the Sockers defense.
Toth sends it forward to Pereira, who gets bumped. The burly forward. Lost it to Callahan. Sean then lost his balance as he was heading to the middle of the floor. Mijatovic saw the ball go between his legs, wasn't anticipating it being there, and he will hold off Frater and calm things down for San Diego. Outstanding start to this game for the Sockers. Again, they have won 7 of their last 8, points in all 8, 1 overtime loss. In the MASL, if you're one of our casual viewers on Fox Soccer Plus, they use a 3-2-1-0 point system. Regulation win, 3 points. Overtime win, 2 points. Overtime loss, 1 point. Regulation loss, 0 points.
No such thing as ties here.
No, golden goal overtime and then a shootout if needed. There will be no draw. Rodriguez, Nascimento, Sockers baiting into some man pressure here. Now they come at Rodriguez and force him to a distribution that leads to a turnover to San Diego. Well done by the Sockers defense.
For Baltimore, I think they need to go ahead and just get a little bit more organized in the way that they're attacking and opening up those spaces, but San Diego's doing a very good job in closing any sorts of angles or opportunities moving forward.
This one, wow, off of the seam, took a crazy hop in between the boards and glass all the way to the left corner. Morales has room to run out with it. Luis Morales now with 9 goals, 3 assists on the season in his 10th game for San Diego. Back to Mitchell Cardenas. Now Felipe as the drums of Los Brujos del 78, the official supporters group of the Sockers, start rattling from behind the western goal. Bramuse under pressure. Porch also under pressure. Can Nick hold him off? Well done. Steal Reyes. Reyes had to pirouette as Mwape got there just in time to deny a quick counterattack strike for San Diego from the yellow line in. Mendez now taking the measure of Patrick Thompson. Mendez tiptoeing forward. Little fake. Wall pass, trying to feed Pereira. Ball's lifted out of there by Ospina, who's going to race to the bench as the Sockers recover. First 5 minutes of the second quarter done. First 20 minutes complete. 1/3 of the way through this contest. All San Diego so far, 3-0 for the hosts. What started as a small crowd has developed into quite a nice crowd here on this military appreciation night. The near side that is obscured by the camera is essentially full. Backheel pass to Pato Estrella. Pato, the rookie, one of 4 rookies on the Sockers overall roster, and 3 in the game today. He, Marcel Sanchez, and Adrian Reyes.
There's been certainly a maturity of these players coming in and learning not just the indoor game, but learning also the way that the Sockers would like to play and what their role is in it. And they've been able to go ahead and really develop nicely as they wait for the veterans to make their presence and come back to the squad as well. And at this point, now you have depth on depth.
Milton, Ruggles, got the ball taken away from him by Chad Porch. It's coming back the other way for Baltimore. But Toth is able to get there first. And Drew says, leave it for me. You can go back. One thing about Chris Toth, and of course you and I as folks who cover San Diego FC on our other pro podcast, the Cormaniacs, some Duran Ferry feels from Chris Toth. I was definitely getting those last night. As you talk about players who are precocious, who've been San Diego born and raised and trained, and goalkeepers who are outstanding with their feet. There's one guy that Ferry could probably learn a couple things from. It would be Chris Toth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look at this! Unbelievable! The woodwork, not your friend. Here's Mendez. Back the other way. 3v2 down low. If Mendez can come to the middle, he's going to cut it to his right and put the ball into the corner and end the threat. Milton weaving his way from the island of Fogo. Well, he was a star player, high school and college. Milton De Andrade on the East Coast. 2-time All-American. Tavoy Morgan now. On the corner, Mendez. Back to Morgan. Thompson kicks it out. I think you and I are seeing, though, what we heard in our report on Tavoy. He's really making some crisp runs.
Yeah, those off-the-ball movements are incredible, too. And that space that he's really coming into as Mijatovic gets fouled here, captures the ball himself.
Took a couple clubs to the back from Frater. Well, they're kicking around the official game ball created by Mitre. Established in 1817, Mitre is one of the leading soccer brands worldwide, producing some of the best soccer balls in the world. Learn more at mitre.com. Mitre, thank you for the ball. Felipe trucked by Pereira. Anyone catch a license plate on that?
Maryland license plate for sure.
Yeah. Started with 2-2. That's all I saw. Here's Mijatovic under a bit of pressure. Baltimore man marking right now. This one was deflected and finds its way to Pereira, who then lifted it beach soccer style. Pato eventually runs down the spinning ball with under 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Next ball out of play will be our second media timeout. Mijatovic gave it away. Pass stolen by Pereira, intended for the other Pereira. P-E-R-E-R-A versus P-E-R-E-I-R-A. That extra I is for Brazil. Morales able to punt it back to Toth.
Soccer seems to be very much in control of this matchup, and it all starts from the poise and composure that the veterans are coming in and really getting things done as.
Soon as you say it, Serta gave it away. Nico, yeah, that's a card. Absolutely. Chris Toth took out the legs. This is going to be a shootout on Toth. Pardo's probably going to have to come in to take this shootout and defend against it. But it all started with Serta being just mugged, essentially. I mean, not in a foulings type way, just got his pocket picked by Omar Silla. Could not keep him off the ball. Sockers did not sink in to help. So once it came out, here's a challenge flag thrown by Phil. Head coach Phil Salvaggio, who has won 199 games in the Major Arena Soccer League and is leading this game. He will once again aggressively use his challenge flag, this time trying to deny a shootout.
The call on the field is a trip by the San Diego goalkeeper and a 2-minute power play. San Diego bench is challenging the ruling on the field. The previous play is under further review.
So, Sockers will challenge, and we will enjoy MASL video review, and let's see what we see with Kia Depina and Daniel Radford reviewing the tape.
So I think what they're going to be looking for here is irrefutable evidence that this was not a tripping call, that there was no contact. And I think that's the only way where this can potentially be reversed in any sort of way, or potentially look at the positioning of other defenders, making it not such a goal-scoring clear goal-scoring opportunity.
Theoretically, because Toth was shaking his head saying no, no, no. Mm-hmm. So I would assume that means he thought it was a dive. We're going to take a break and see if we sort this out. And when we come back, we'll have the resolution of this video review. 3-0, San Diego leading Baltimore. This is MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big, we got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo.
Here comes the call on the field after MASL video review.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. There is no video evidence that's conclusive for no foul. San Diego is out of challenges for the rest of the game.
So, the man who's never been afraid to lose his challenge, Phil Salvaggio. This time, though, I think the metrics would say a worthy place. But based on the film we saw, Tony, probably not a worthy challenge. That was pretty clearly a trip by Chris Toth. And even if Chris does think that that was embellishment on the part of Silla, there was nothing that showed that in any definitive way. So it is not a shootout because Mitchell Cardenas was behind the play. So Toth was not the last man back. However, it is a penalty on Toth. And that means Boris Pardo steps in to defend this power play for Baltimore, which will begin with 6:02 left on the clock.
What an option to bring off the bench of Boris Pardo in a situation.
Power play will count either to 4:02 left on the running clock or to a Baltimore first goal of the game. San Diego has the league's best penalty kill. They have stopped 20 of 23 power plays against, 87% kill rate. However, Baltimore has the #1 percentage power play, 9 for 21, 43%. Quick off the wall ball. Then Serta, who put this team in hot water to begin with, now he's going to spend 2 minutes trying to get them out of it. This ball eludes Omar Silla and goes all the way down the floor. So a little help for San Diego as Baltimore is forced to regroup. This is very much like a power play in hockey. The one key difference is there's no offsides rule involving the yellow line. So if there's a clearance, players can stay down there rooted in their positions. And that's exactly where you see Baltimore. There's Juan Pereira. That's who they want to get the ball. Espina is in the middle. Nascimento up top. Silla and Porch. Porch! Kick save! Rebound! Shot wide! Next one blocked by Serta. And Pardo comes up with it.
Well, that's what you get when you have somebody like Boris Pardo in net. Even if he's cold, he's ready for those moments. And Serta also being very important in clearing that out.
Mendez trying to take it from Nascimento, but now regroup halfway through the penalty right now. 1 minute left on the power play for Baltimore. Porch and Silla. Here's Nascimento. Back to Silla. Looking to distribute. Deflected, unlucky, off the post. Porch couldn't take it out of the air and put it in the net. That was an inadvertent deflection that sent a golden ball to Porch. Nascimento, 35 on the power play. Pereira trying to step out. Serta bumps him and interferes with his route. Nascimento cuts it to Pereira. Cross to Silla. Silla probing with 24 on the penalty. Back to Pereira wanting to line up a right foot. Couldn't get it. To Silla now. Silla trying to send it to the back post. Blocked away by Felipe. 15 seconds. Down to Silla in the corner. Into the middle. Knocked away partially. And then again blocked by Serta. That ball was kept away from Pardo. 3 seconds on the power play, out of play. This is going to all but kill it for Baltimore. In fact, it's going to go San Diego's way, and that will kill the power play.
What a fantastic exhibition of defense by Cesar Serta, who put the team in that position, but is able to clean up, and now he's moving up top to make up for even more.
And Sanchez out of the box, serving it for Toth. Whoa, pass back almost went into the net for Baltimore. So while Toth is done serving the penalty, you can't just race in and sub out your goalie on the run. So Pardo's going to stay in there till a dead ball. And like you just said, well, we had to go from the 5-time goalkeeper of the year to a 3-time goalkeeper of the year. Off the wall, looking for Frater, couldn't get the shot on net, and then pretty clearly fouled Milton De Andrade. That would have been a yellow card outdoors for sure.
De Andrade try to get that burst out of defense. That's what Boris is asking, extending his arm, saying, hey, what about a card from this guy too?
It's the Sockers and the Blast. You can stream it live on MASLplus.tv and replay the game on demand. Clip it, share it, live it again. Make sure to favorite your team and get instant updates on every game at MASLplus.tv. Serta working into the corner. Oh, almost an own goal off the leg of Silla. But he very calmly chipped it to his keeper, Rodriguez. Left-handed sidearm wing out to the southern wall. Tipped away from him by Morales. Wanted to go on the run, but there was a change happening in front of the bench. Now Morgan's got it. Here comes Tavoy. Lifts it to Morales. Trying to get it back. Off the leg of Rodriguez. He kicked the ball out instead of letting the wall pass happen. Well done by the Baltimore goalkeeper. 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Coming up on our MASL TV halftime show, you'll hear my conversation with Baltimore Blast head coach David Bascombe. Incredible to talk to a guy with so much indoor knowledge and history. This man is a living part of the culture of this sport. You'll hear from David Bascombe. Plus, we'll have Alex Bastjovanski's MASL in 5. We'll have first half highlights, and we'll get you set. Here's Pereira. Knocked down by Reyes. Gets the shot away wide. Pereira then left-footed. Casual flick into the hands of Rodriguez. How skilled to still get that on net. Unbelievable.
No, it's incredible, and really just a testament to the great nature on offense by the Sockers to find something when there's literally nothing. Both Pereira and Reyes almost getting on the score sheet there. impressive what the rookie's been able to do this season.
Chris Toth is doing some hip stretches in the penalty box going, will somebody kick a ball out of play so I can get back in this game?
Boris just might to get him out of the game.
There you go, Boris. No, Boris wants an assist. Off the leg of Porch, who's got a wrestling match going on with Pereira. Pardo might have to see out the half. Minute 15 left in it. Down low, looking for Frater. Pardon me, that was Maldini Goncalves. Very rarely used for Baltimore, number 99. Pereira looking for a wall give and go with Frater. That's Kevon Frater over to Espina. Minute 30 is live here at Frontwave Arena. Final minute of the second quarter. Marcel Sanchez, Reyes, two rookies working on a counterattack. Reyes got held up well. Mendez was racing down the south wall, but there was really no outlet to get him the ball. Now they'll work it around. Boris has used his one touch. Goalkeepers in defensive possession only get to touch the ball once before it is touched by the other team unless they cross midfield. Mijatovic, Mendez off the wall, looking for Morgan. Julian Rodriguez got a touch on the ball to push it a little bit further away from the Jamaican and his dreams of a first half brace. 15 seconds left. Nacimiento. 8 seconds left. O'Neal Fisher. This ball's going to lob its way to Pardo, who will dribble it like a member of the San Diego Clippers and bring a shutout first half to close that Frontwave Arena. Sockers have put up 7 consecutive scoreless quarters. And Chris Toth can take most credit for that, but Chris comes racing out for a big hug of Boris Pardo to say, thank you so much. The shutout is still alive. 30 minutes complete, 30 remaining from Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, North County, San Diego, California. It is 3-0, our halftime score, Tony.
And really, some of the best Sockers action that we've seen this season so far. The recipe of the house is always best served as defense, and that's what they've been able to do very well. Not a lot of space for Baltimore to move forward and move and have any opportunities to create any sort of offense of their own. But the Sockers look absolutely sharp, starting from all the way to Tavoy to Cesar Cerda making those runs as well, as we'll see some highlights roll through here.
Let's take a look at what we've got to see. This was the Mendez play into the corner. Cerda right to Pereira in the middle. Then Cardenas, lovely sidewall pass off the steal to Nilton de Andrade for his first with the San Diego Sockers. That was 2-0. Here's the lovely give and go work. Morgan, the back heel, Pato to the corner, back to Tavoy in front of the net for his 6th goal of the year. 3-0 there. And then you look at the best for Chris Toth. Wow. Dynamic kick save to deny Chad Porch. Part of a shutout effort. Head coach Phil Salvaggio, for once, had to wait for Nick Ferrara, who was doing a halftime sketch. Now he is here with Phil.
Coach Phil Salvaggio, team is picking up right where you've left off. The momentum train is flowing and going in the Sockers' direction. There doesn't seem to be anything that actually needs improvement in that first half of play. You've added several new players, a home debut for Nilton de Andrade, as well as Stefan Milijovic into the roster today. Some big bodies, of course, Tavoy Morgan back. Talk about that support, and when you look down that bench, you see the health and the wealth that's being provided by your squad.
Yeah, I mean, we're focusing more on the defensive end right now, which we're doing a good job. We got to play a little bit quicker and move the ball around a lot more better. So, good half, but it's got to be better.
It's got to be better. Even though you're chasing perfection, you're going to go in there at halftime. What are you going to tell these guys sitting on a 3-0 lead going into the half to maintain this with 2 still quarters remaining?
Yeah, we got to keep the ball even longer and keep it working. You know, we haven't got any. We get with the Tavoy good pass, but we got to do that all the time.
Coach Salvaggio always looking for edge. It's never good enough, which means that's how you get great. Right here, you heard it from the coach, Phil Salvaggio, the San Diego Sockers. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much, Nick. Appreciate it. Phil's halfway to his 200th MASL win. When we come back, we'll hear from Baltimore head coach David Bascombe to kick off our MASL TV halftime show. 3-0, Sockers lead the Blast right here on Fox Soccer Plus and MASL TV.
desert. Our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Wind 6 miles, runway 26 right, cleared on.
It's halftime here on Fox Soccer Plus and MASL TV. Craig Elston joined by the head coach of the Baltimore Blast, Dave Bascombe. And Coach, you've been a part of this organization for so long, part of this illustrious history. What does it feel like to be a steward of the shield of the Blast?
It's brilliant. You know, I came in 2002, and there's a lot of integrity, there's a lot of history, and as a player, but also as a coach, right? You have to, it just makes you feel good when you step out on that field, and as a coach you get to continue, right? You get to continue what the legacy looks like, so it's a great feeling.
You got the opportunity to apprentice under one of the great coaches of all time in Danny Kelly. What did you learn from him, and what have you taken and made your own?
The one thing is that, and you know, we played together 1991 all the way through, so we always lived by details, right? Attention to details. Nothing beats hard work. Defense first, offense comes afterwards, and also just being patient. Winning championships is not easy. It's especially when you're in the new era, right? It looks different in the 21st century with the players we had back then, and you know, that's one of the things, right? You gotta take your time. You gotta be patient when you're rebuilding something.
Now, this club right now is on a roll. You've come into this match having won 6 in a row. You've pushed right up to the edge of the top of the table. Was this always a season that you thought was going to take a little while to get rolling?
I'll tell you what, started off good. It always ends up as a coach, right? But until you get those injuries, so we had to readjust. It became more a mental adjustment. You can't rush time. We got a point where we had to get over that hump, and it's a matter of, we're always known, building a structure. You can't jump out too early. You got to be patient, and because you can die off at the end. So for us is that slowly getting back on track mentally and physically, getting players back healthy. You know, we just got to do our job, and everything else, we can't rely on or worry about anybody else but the job that's at hand.
When I look at your roster, one thing that really stands out is that you have 2 of the most exciting offensive defenders in this league. Looking at Omar Silla, who has the league lead in assists right now, Chad Porch, who's just so great on the ball. What type of luxury is that for you as a head coach?
No, it's great, you know, when you got, so back in there, I was a second forward, and I did not want to chase anybody. I'd rather just stay up there, and that was one of that intentions, right? Shifting it where we got these running backs going through like an outside back, like a winger. So it's good when you're knowing that once we have the ball, everybody becomes an offensive player, and to allow them that freedom to move forward. But it also can create on the other side, you know, my expectation for them, can they defend first, then they can get the freedom afterwards.
What an exciting evening just to be able to have the Blast and the Sockers on the same floor. We hope you're enjoying it on MASL TV. Coach Bascom, thanks so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. MASL in 5 with Alex Pastjavansky. First half highlights, second half kickoff next, right here on MASL TV.
This copyrighted broadcast of the NBA G League may not be.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
With 6 miles, runway 6 right, right on.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo.
Shoot! He scores!
How goes it, folks? This is MASL in 5, back for another week. Hope everyone is doing great. Things are heating up across the league, and there are some big matchups happening this weekend. I've only got 5 minutes to fill you in, so let's get to it.
But was just struggling for that consistent playing time, and he might have that here. Here's Kelvin. Oliveira fires and scores. How good is it to see Kelvin back and scoring for Utica? A stunner to start things off.
He's back. Well, only for one game, unfortunately, but Kelvin Oliveira, the Brazilian maestro who last season was one of the most dominant players the MASL had seen in recent history. He was back with Utica on Sunday for one day only due to his commitments in the Kings League, but wow, what a performance. We had a chance to talk to his Utica teammate, Joey Tavernese, on MASL Monday. He shared his thoughts on the return of the Mac.
Listen, the guy is just an absolute talent. Kelvin is just something else. And I think he showed that in the game yesterday. And I think there was a good buzz in the arena, which maybe wasn't there, the first couple of games I was back for.
Kelvin put up 4 goals for UCFC and was named the game's first star. The problem was Milwaukee refused to lay down in this contest. They were behind 5-1 entering the fourth quarter of play. Ian Bennett, the legend, helping getting his team back on track right there, spurring a comeback. They reeled off 5 straight goals with a 6th attacker to win this one in overtime, 6-5, the final score. Okay, great weekend for Baltimore. Had St. Louis falling back to earth a bit. The squads facing off twice. On the 27th, Baltimore came back to top the ambush 5-4. And then on Sunday, almost a carbon copy of the first game, the Blast, again, rallying back to win by the exact same score, 5-4. Baltimore's back, baby. They have now won 5 straight contests. It was a quiet weekend, only 4 games total. San Diego hosting Tacoma on the 27th, and the Stars were eyeing an upset in this one as they raced out to the 2-0 early lead, but the Sockers squashed those hopes by flexing their offensive muscle. Nick Pereira, the pretty little header right there, he had a huge day for the home side as they ran away with this one in the end, taking it 11-5, and they are back in a tie for first place in the standings with St. Louis at 33 points apiece heading into this weekend's action. Your scoring leaders, Alex Sanchez continues to be on top with 40 points, followed closely by Rian Marquez, and then Super Mario Alvarez of Milwaukee with 35, Zach Reggett with 33, and Junior Pinal rounding out your top 5 with 32 points. And your Capelli Players of the Week, Jorge Navarrete in goal from Baltimore. Of course, Kelvin offensively from UCFC, and defensively another Blast player, Omar Silla. Let's take a look at Kelvin first. Yeah, we can't say enough about what he did in his only game back this season with 4 goals in the game against Milwaukee. He was named the game's first star. Omar Silla getting it done defensively and offensively in 2 games against St. Louis. That tally right there, part of a 3-point weekend to go with a blocked shot as well. And in goal, Jorge Navarrete making big stops, 18 saves with an .857 save percentage in Baltimore's win on Sunday. Plays of the week now.
To both the fans and the people in the booth, change Joey's Chiron.
Oh, wow. Off the bottom of the bar and in. What a strike.
Fired in and scored. It's tied. Max Ludwig.
Triple step over. Off the wall. Pereira's head is there to put it home and tie the match.
I mean, he's pretty much been doing nothing since the Ocean's 11 release.
Doing something there.
On to overtime, and that's the loss to the Milwaukee Wave. Every other game has been won in regulation.
Or pardon me, a kicking chance. He also had a header chance that couldn't put on. Now he's got a chance, and there it is. Give him an inch, he'll take a goal.
Looking for that consistent playing time, and he might have that here. Here's Kelvin. Oliveira fires and scores. How good is it to see Kelvin back?
Match for the Blast here is going to be a very similar lineup. Pereira! What a strike! Upper 90!
For the Milwaukee Wave. Off the board, down in front. Wilkin, first save, second save, scored! It's ball game! Milwaukee wins 6-5. It is the extra attacker, Ricardo Carvalho, with the game winner.
And that is going to wrap things up for this week. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them,
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stuff. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear on.
And we are back here at Frontwave Arena as we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the action in the first half. Starting off with a stellar performance up top. Beautiful play, 1-2 and a flick by Nick Pereira. Then we have Cardenas here against the wall, and Nilton de Andrade making his presence known here for the San Diego Soccer's faithful. First goal, and then this beauty of a goal and a run. Tavoy back heel makes calls his own number, asks for the ball back, taps it in after a Morales pass. Fantastic goal for the 3-0, and that is right there Chris Toth, who is once again trying to keep his net absolutely perfect and pristine with the help of one Boris Pardo as well.
That's Tony Sanchez. I'm Craig Elston. Nick Ferrara down on the floor. Our Moda broadcast crew behind the scenes, bringing you the sights and sounds from Frontwave Arena. Down on the floor at midfield, Baltimore standing over the ball for the start of the third quarter. 3-0 San Diego. Blast running right to left in all white. Sockers in their military-inspired camo-sleeved Navy uniforms. They will run left to right in this quarter. 7 straight shutout quarters for San Diego. 6 4/5 of which authored by Chris Toth. But when he took a penalty in the second quarter, Boris Pardo stepped in and played the final 6 minutes of that second quarter.
A lot of the dirty work done by Cesar Cerda in that PowerPoint, as this PowerPoint, that power play.
And in this PowerPoint presentation, I will show you how he did it. Here comes Frater the other way. Wall pass looking for Nico, who got the ball back, and then Cardenas chipped it away from him. Nico Williams. Blast looking a little bit more dangerous in this opening minute, a little more assertive. Pereira stepping up was Marcel Sanchez, the rookie. Well done on the dispossession, tracked down by Julian Rodriguez, the netminder of the Blast. This ball off the head of Cerda. Look at this. Attempting the bike was Williams, when he biked it off the wall for Toth to be able to grab it.
It's just a bravery to see Cardenas next to you and still say, you know what, I'm going to measure this all the way and make a bicycle kick attempt. And this is going to not be defensive clearance, but Cardenas giving off a poor distribution here.
Yeah, gives the ball back to Baltimore. It's short hopped over the wall, so it wasn't a clearance in the top of the arc free kick. First minute done of the third quarter. It's been all Baltimore in this first quarter, probing for possession and shots. They were outshot 9-4 in the first half. Only 4 shots, and 2 of those were blocked. Chris Toth was credited with the save you saw, and Boris Pardo got a save as well. Here's a foul called on Morales, which will set up a free kick for the Blast. They've got Ospina, Porch, Belliard, Nacimiento, and now Pereira coming out. Juan Pereira behind Nacimiento. He's going to take the kick, though. Dribbles it into the corner. Back to Pereira. Squares it up top to Porch. And the Blast looking for an angle. Porch, good burst. Stepping in, Cerda. Ball to Frater. Toth stepped down. Now Belliard charging in. Belliard met by Morales. Knocks him down. Takes the ball away. Frater steps in on Cerda to steal it right back in offensive midfield. And it's been all Blast for the first 2 minutes.
As play gets stopped just because Morales said looked like he had something off of that.
A little gimpy. Luis Morales showing a little bit of a limp of the left leg, and would certainly be a huge loss for San Diego if he is somehow unable to return to this game. Athletic trainer Paul Savage will take a look at what you hope is just a cramp or something. Here's Porch working his way back over to Juan Pereira. First 3 minutes of the third quarter. Blast trying to get on the scoreboard and change the complexion of this game. Pereira to his right foot, saved by Toth. He parried it off the glass and then picked off his own rebound.
It's that position that Toth has. He's so far off the line that any sort of angle created is just minimized, and there's no real opportunity for that ball to travel behind him, and gets a paw on it, reading those wall rebounds.
Ruggles, yikes. from the middle of the field, kicks it out of play. And Baltimore will get the ball back. You are watching the Major Arena Soccer League on MASL TV and Fox Soccer Plus. We welcome you to it and remind you to catch MASL Monday every Monday night on MASL TV and the CBS Sports Golazo Network with hosts Alex Bastravansky and Phil Levanko, joined by special guests from around the league each week. Find it on Mondays, MASL Monday. I mean, if they did it any other day, it'd be silly. Sanchez is fouled, jumping out of a double team. Kevon Frater disagreed with Kia Deppina's call. If you disagree with the call, maybe Kevon will tune in to Under Review, the most controversial show in the MASL, every Friday with Ryan Sigich, head of officials, along with Phil Levanko. Little content plug segment of our broadcast here. Here comes Felipe. 3 touches forward, stops to regather just outside the yellow line. Felipe working in again, left-footed wall pass, hoping to get it to Morgan. Soccer's first chance really on the ball in this third quarter for any period of time. Mendez thought he got raked in the face by Silla. He's down in the corner, out of the double team. Omar Silla took it away. Deep in their zone. Ooh, Rodriguez miskicked this one, just shanked it in the air. Silla did better, but Nilton de Andrade, the new Soccer, brought it down. Ruggles looking for Morgan off the wall. Nascimento got there first. Wow, very elegant little back flick off the head. Speaking of headers, Toth comes racing out for a header of the ball. Porch trying to bring it down. Chad Porch, the TST hero of season 2, immediately became MASL newcomer of the year. He's good on the ball. Serta kicked it out to Porch on right point. Dancing. Marcel Sanchez, who has shaved his glorious mustache.
Yeah.
He now does look 18 as opposed to the 27-year-old he looked like before. I thought he could go rent a car when I first saw it.
Still has that golden voice and still has that tenacity to come in and be physical when he needs to, and also receive some punishment at the end at the other side to get some free kicks for his team.
Silla trying for the give and go. It's past his head. Serta, a little mini Chilena to get it out for a second. Back on attack. Bramuse misses everything. Capelli Sports, the official exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the Major Arena Soccer League. Visit MASLsoccer.com to shop the all-new MASL fan store for the latest league and team gear. If you want to find soccer's gear, you can do it at flightsports.com. F-L-I-T-E, sports.com.
Nick Pereira thought that was going to be a foul called in favor of the Soccer, but instead it's going to be a ball for Baltimore, as we're seeing some of the best moments from Baltimore on offense coming out of the half.
Unquestionably. This has been their best 5 minutes in the game so far. Just got to get a goal to really change this game. Porch was making a run one way, then he's veered to the left side of the floor. He's trying to get a shot away. Espina stays in between. Now down to the corner. Reyes stepped in for a second, kicked it out, but not far enough to get it away from Baltimore. Juan Pereira, the veteran, tracks it down. 34 years old, the Brazilian. Spins one into the corner. The newest Soccer, Stefan Mijatovic in his first game. Andrade in his second game. Got it loose. Now Mendez. Can the Soccers find some counter space? Ball was hopping up around Sebastian's waist. That slowed down his run. And now San Diego will play it through their defenders. Serta pinning down Pereira in the corner. That one deflected off of the back of Pereira. It comes out to Serta, quickly spun to Adrian Reyes. Reyes shoots just high of the crossbar. Saw some room and called his own number. Almost put his name in lights. Nascimento plays it back. There's time I'll share a funny story I heard about Nick Pereira and Adrian Reyes from their last trip to Tacoma, courtesy of our dear friend and highlight coordinator, Eddie Trujillo. Eddie was on the trip at the team dinner after San Diego won. Oh, Pereira stolen away. Look out, Belliard on the move. Belliard finding Nico. Nico! Kick save, Toth! And Nilton with 3 blasts around him, able to spin the ball back to Cesar Cerda. Here's Pato coming forward. The rookie, Andrew Estrella, known as Pato. Back to Cerda, back to midfield. So Sockers win in Tacoma. Team dinner afterwards. Eddie's kind of listening. Nick is seated next to Adrian Reyes and says to Adrian kind of casually, so Adrian, do you remember when I'm in the corner, where are you supposed to be? And Adrian says, the bench? Up the wall. And he goes, oh, no, the back post. That's right, the back post. But I honestly, both questions would be accepted by the judge there, Adrian, I think.
A humble answer.
The bench? I'm a rookie, right? I shouldn't be there at all. Look at this. Cardenas brought down by Morgan, trying to send in Pato. Pato! No! Felipe had the ball on a tee and put it in the pond. Yikes. Ball out of play for immediate timeout. Sockers holding on, 3-0. Baltimore trying to find one to change this match. We're back with more action from Frontwave Arena next on Fox Soccer Plus and MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Baltimore's looking to get back into this match, but of the last month or so, they've been having a blast. Baltimore rising from the 6th and even 7th position all the way up into the top 3, courtesy of 6 straight wins. Now, the first 5 of those were all by a single goal, and they're only 5-3 in 1-goal games. So was that a lucky run for Baltimore or sign of a team coming together? In the eye of the beholder, as Rodriguez's shot winds up being straight into the midst of his opposing number, Chris Toth. 3-0 San Diego. It was 3-0 at the half. Baltimore has put much more consistent pressure on the net in these opening 8 minutes of the third. San Diego's had very little to do so far in this quarter, but that can change in a heartbeat, of course. Pereira and Mendez, 2 guys who know how to link up in tight quarters. Rodriguez trying to read this one. Oh, in the middle of his jump, Tony, he had to go from touching it with his hands to using his head. He headed it over the glass. However, apparently it ticked the glass before it went over. So instead of being a defensive clearance and a top of the arc, it'll be essentially a left corner kick. Pereira saying, can we get a 5th player on the floor, please, for this set piece? Drew Ruggles laid on the floor. Oh, well read by Porch. He had Cardenas wide open, did Nick Pereira. Ruggles just kicks it into the crowd. The kid thinks he's going to hang on to that ball. He's about to get a rude awakening. Dad's like, you know, you got to throw that down, right? And then Dad throws it down. Well done.
Good anticipation there from Port, and we saw this Baltimore Blast team have that playoff run here at Frontwave Arena in that, you know, semi-tournament for playoffs. And it was one of the most impressive just players coming back and integrating himself into this league. This year, though, it's been relatively similar, but not for the game. We haven't seen much from the offense of Baltimore so far, but credit to the way that San Diego's been pressing on all three sides, on all fronts, offense, midfield, and defensive sides.
Yeah, that San Diego defense, best in class right now, that's for sure. Eber Ospina. Sidewall, comes out to Frater. Frater front and center. Leaned back on his shot and kicked it high over the goal glass. Get all the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams. You can follow MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram. If you are still on Twitter for some reason, you can go to MASL Arena. TikTok as well, MASL Soccer, if you're there. Pereira was trying to lay it off to Sean Callahan. It was taken away by Porch. Frater with little space, trying to cut to his right foot. Lays it off instead behind him to Nico and then to Thompson. Pereira surveys. 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Nico Williams. 5 goals this season. Tried for that bike in the first half. Pereira. Here's Welly. Welly with speed. Welly off the wall. And it winds up being cradled by Toth inside his crease.
And so far we've seen 2 speeds from Baltimore's offense trying to walk the ball all the way in, but then you're met with a fire blanket of a defense with Toth and whichever defender is meeting them there, whether it's Cardenas or Cerda, but the other one is just taking long-range shots but ends up in the netting. So that's a product of the frustration that is building for Baltimore, just trying to get some sort of offense going, even if it's on a rebound, looking for some sort of bounce as well. But Sockers have been able to answer every single question so far.
This one spit up the middle by Baltimore. Well done. Nice spin here by Nico. Bumped off by Cerda. Used his foot to play it to the keeper, so Chris had to use his feet as well, unlike the outdoor game. Here's Reyes. Every time last night I saw Duran Ferry kick a ball and then pick it up, I was like, but that's just my indoor instincts kicking in. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, you can do that.
It's allowed out there.
Crazy.
A couple of the rules for indoor actually permeating into the outdoor game. You know, the goalkeeper not necessarily having an infinite amount of time with the ball. There's a countdown now.
Yeah.
Trying to speed up the game a little bit.
Savoy goes to ground and draws the foul. That's the thing I thought was really, in some ways, hurting Tavoy so much at the start of the season, Tony, is that he could never keep his balance, whether he was failing to control a ball or he was overselling contact and constantly going to ground to try and draw fouls. He would just take himself out of the offense. But you didn't see that on that goal run. Boy, that was all initiated by Tavoy. Mijatovic, his first shot as a soccer was a back foot pass to Pato, who couldn't get it away. And now Mijatovic has to run because he's got Patrick Thompson coming down the wall. He tackles the ball. That's where that big old frame comes in handy. Mijatovic was beaten on the play until he wasn't.
An impressive defensive play by the big man there, reading the run, not necessarily reading the ball, but going towards the person, and then ultimately with that big frame, a great slide tackle.
Here's Belliard on the rip for Porch. He scores! Wallace Scora to end the shutout streak for San Diego. That was too clean for too good a player. Chad Porch makes it a game. It's 3-1.
And you see right here the motion that Porch is doing on the left-hand side. Going to be waiting, and lining it up with his left foot. Impossible for Toth, who almost got there. But this now cuts the lead from 3-0 to 3-1. And in the indoor game, that's pretty much virtually not necessarily a death sentence for anybody. Anything can happen.
Porch's 13th goal, Belliard the assist at 11:31. And now just a 2-goal game, and now San Diego playing the defensive grindy game that they've been playing. I mean, they won by a 4-0 score on Thursday. Look out, this could be more trouble. Nilton almost lost the ball into the legs of Pereira. It's loose again. Frater, big blow on Felipe in the back. Felipe slow to get up. No foul called. Now he has to get up gingerly. Nacimiento the other way. Felipe takes him out. play on. No harm, no foul, no blood, no ambulance.
Eye for an eye for Felipe there, who gets up and still part of the offense and still part of the play here.
He lost it. Back the other way is Frater, just up Nacimiento as Toth makes a sprawling save. Nacimiento's actually hurt. Frater fighting for the ball in the corner. Nacimiento is just now hobbling off the field. Really struggling and saying you should have thrown a flag. I absolutely got blue carded. I'll tell you one thing, Marco, I think you're right. I think you did get blue carded.
Yeah.
Pereira gets clipped by Pereira. Pereira on Pereira violence. The extra eye, as in I will foul you. Mendez takes a crack. He's down.
Referee's just letting this play, getting a little bit physical. And now we have a chance.
Off the bench, Marcel Rodriguez, all or nothing slide tackle. Boy, Mendez can barely move. He has to come off the floor now, and he'll be inspected. We haven't seen Luis Morales come back out yet. Now Mendez, both the M&M boys are down. Reyes and the Sockers suddenly find themselves in a much different game if they don't have Mendez or Morales. And they're in a 2-goal affair. Baltimore doing the job to hold the score low after it was 3-0 just 17 minutes in.
Now Sockers really need to go ahead and create some offense of their own. They've seen Baltimore have their best minutes and really haven't answered on the other side. Been able to hold them off defensively, but that's only going to last for so long if Baltimore keeps that press.
Excellent defense there for the Blast by Silla, denying Estrella the ball. Now Ruggles comes up with it for Morgan, chipped off of his foot by Pereira and knocked out of play. 53.1 seconds left on the third quarter clock. An excellent quarter for Baltimore and a troubling one for San Diego, and we'll just have to wait to see in terms of the injury situation. Here comes Ospina. Nicknamed Chara is what he puts on the back of his jersey. Belliard. 36 seconds. One more and this becomes a golden quarter for Baltimore. Porch is the guy who scored it. Porch is a player that every team in the league would like to have on their roster. Really stands out in terms of his grace on the ball. And he's so leggy too.
He has those quick movements, he's shifty from left to right, but also a powerful shot as we saw earlier in this quarter.
And he can go with both feet, because that was a left-footed rocket that he shot that time. He was right-footed that Toth had the big kick save on. This one attempting to wing it out to Pereira, but the horn's going to sound to end the third quarter. So a damaging quarter in many ways for San Diego. They gave up a goal. Luis Morales came out. Sebastian Mendez came out. Two of San Diego's most important attackers. What do the final 15 minutes have in store for us? First place in the league is on the line in this game. It's 3-1 San Diego. The fourth and final quarter coming up next on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo.
Getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter. The every match frisbee toss came up unsuccessful today. Soccer's hoping to have some success with a new big body on the back line, Stefan Mijatovic. Half size will travel. The 2025 MASL All-Star, 105 blocks, 87 points in 93 games. No questioning his effectiveness. However, one reason and another, Mijatovic is appearing on his 9th team in 8 years. With this signing in San Diego, he had 8 points in 5 games with Kansas City before Kansas City let him go earlier this year. There's been suspension issues in the past, discipline issues in the past. We've certainly talked about Mijatovic on other teams as a villain in this league. Obviously, it's unfair to paint anyone with such a broad brush on a broadcast. He's had his ups and downs. It required an okay from the leadership in the Soccer's locker room to bring in Mijatovic to this team, Tony, but you can see watching him on the floor why he's always an attractive option, because he gives you a big body. He's a tenacious defender. He will run back on the ball, and if you give him time and he gets match fit, he's got a great shot too.
Yeah, an overall great defender, but with that also that fiery passion also comes a fiery personality, and as you mentioned, this is a player that is well-rounded in that respect. But if the leadership from the San Diego Sockers and the veteran presence are ones to have that conversation, not just with the player, but the other teammates as well, and see the value of him in this squad, they believe that he's going to help them get to another championship. And if that's the case, I think the San Diego Soccer locker room is one that can handle that situation if needed.
Well, this is a big game for San Diego and Baltimore both. But that third quarter, San Diego was outshot 7-0.
Ooh.
And that's not what you want to see if you're head coach Phil Silvaggio. Sockers need to get back on the front foot here in this fourth and final quarter. Final 15 on the board. Sockers attack right to left across your screens. Baltimore left to right. Sockers trying to go to 8-0-1 in their last 9 and to move 4 points clear of the field in the battle for the MASL Supporters Shield. Baltimore would tie San Diego in the point standings with a regulation win at 36. San Diego would have one match in hand on the Blast. This is where we say the classic old song. Next goal's big.
Absolutely, and for Baltimore, they have to go ahead and come out guns a-blazing once again, and if they get a goal,
great move.
Out the gate.
Nascimento on the back heel, and Toth is there to deny the right angle. Chris Toth, little hip save there. Then Mijatovic gets hip checked, and it's back to Toth. And then a slow pass that both Mendez and Callahan misread. Each thought the other would go for it. Oh, San Diego, a yucky first minute of this quarter.
Yeah, all cleaned up a little bit by Chris Toth, who disregards his own area and says, you know what, it's all my area back here, and presses very well, but a little bit of a messy situation, a little clunky coming out in defense, and Baltimore definitely sensed that well.
Welly back to Silla. Silla's shot! What a save! Toth, 2 hands diving to his left.
Read that all the way, saw the power curve, and he said, I'm going to lay out to my left, denying that shot. Very well done. That one's para la foto, for the picture.
Here's Porch. Callahan tried to get a foot on it. It's still to Baltimore. We're keeping a close eye on the San Diego bench as well, viewers, because we're wondering the health status of Mendez as Thompson shoots wide, as well as Morales. Luis Morales limped off mid-third quarter. We haven't seen him since. Mendez limped off late third quarter. Will we see him? He's leaning up against the boards. Morales is toward the back of the bench right now. Bramuse. Wellington Bramuse. Over to Mwape. Soccer's just defending right now as the clock ticks down to 12:41 in the fourth. There's a ball that's almost an inadvertent 2v1 as the Sockers were changing behind the play. They just left Mijatovic out there on his own. Toth was able to kick it back to Nilton. And now maybe, fitfully, San Diego can work forward for the first time seemingly in this half.
And defensive captain Cesar Cerda looking to the rookies and letting you know, hey, it's your time to get out. It's your time to let the other players in.
Mendez is out there. There he is, trying to get on the ball. So is Tavoy. The ball is headed back to Rodriguez. So half of the question answered. Mendez able to go. However, as a timeout's been called by Baltimore, it does appear perhaps that Morales is out for the game, and in that he is not taking any shifts at this point. With this timeout, shall we keep it here? We're going to go to break. Let's go to break, shall we? Let's do it. Timeout, 3-1. Sockers lead the Blast, but Baltimore has had the run of play for the last several minutes. What happens next? You'll find out after this timeout on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
To hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever.
whoa, we can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Never been a tighter battle for the top spot in the MASL than we've seen this year. The battle for the Shield is 5 teams deep with just 4 weekends of action. And after tonight, 3 weekends of action remaining. San Diego there at 36 points in first. St. Louis took an overtime loss yesterday. They are in second place with 34 points, but now they are up to 20 matches played. There's Baltimore at 19 matches and 33. Milwaukee won today. That's an update, so you can actually put 3 more points on them. They're at 12-6-2, 35 points, so they've moved up from 4th to 2nd. Kansas City struggling down the stretch. 10-6-3. They lost in Tacoma 9-7 on Friday. Tacoma then went and got blasted by the Wave 11-4 in Milwaukee. As our friend Randy Hernandez said downstairs, Tacoma a bulldog at home and a chihuahua on the road, but not chihuahua like the Savage. Maybe more of a Pomeranian, little soft hair one, as Tacoma has not won all year on the road and has generally gotten blown out in every one of those games, except for one time when the Sockers were missing 3/4 of their starters and it went to overtime here. All right, next goal's big, times 1.5 after that last timeout. Baltimore really wants that next one, and it'll make a huge difference if they do. And it's a 2v1. It's Thompson. It's Espina. It's Toth again. Chris Toth, 5-time goalkeeper of the year, back-to-back defending. And will they call a handball against him?
Yeah, it's Chris Toth coming out of his area, and I do believe that there was a couple of inches where he was off his line.
Oh,
and yep.
Is that I thought it was a kick save. Let's look at it again. The officials certainly will. That's a challenge for Baltimore from head coach David Bascom.
The call on the field is no handball, play on. The Baltimore bench is challenging for a possible handball by the goalkeeper, which would mean a possible missed blue card. The previous play is under further review.
Here comes Baltimore's challenge. Each team has one challenge. If they get it right, they get it back. San Diego lost their challenge in the second quarter, trying to prevent a blue card. This time, Baltimore's trying to create a blue card. It wouldn't just be a blue card. It would be handling by a goalkeeper outside the crease. That would be a shootout. And it would be Pardo back in the game again until the second penalty of the game. So that would be quite something.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were mentioning how much he's off of his line, and we'll see in this replay here if it indeed was the hand that stopped it, first of all, and if the hand is outside, which I do believe it was. His foot is now stepping onto the blue, and...
Or is it the hip?
Now do me a favor. I need you to back it up.
Okay.
And I need to see the ball either on the body or on the hand. So just put the ball on the body or the hand.
We'll see.
All right, now do me a favor. Can you please show this from the game camera angle?
Military night. Our specialty.
All right, so do me a favor. Back it up a little bit.
And bidding is open through
Go ahead.
March 9th and closing.
No, just frame by frame forward from here.
All proceeds from the auction will benefit the Boy Scouts of America.
I have handball outside, so I have blue card. It doesn't matter if it's off the body, it's not a successful block.
Take home a game-worn jersey.
Yeah, it hits the body first, but...
Look at this view now. Back it up.
Here, back it up, please.
No, the other end.
No, go back to the game camera. Because his intention is always to block, and the goalkeeper handles it outside. It would continue past him, if not for the hand. Yeah, so even though it's off the body first, it still goes by without hitting the hand. So I have blue card at handball.
Okay.
Yep, we're good, sir. Thank you.
And that will be a shootout.
Yeah, it is.
Sockers, as you could hear Daniel Radford saying that the ball would have gone past him if not.
After review, the San Diego goalkeeper did handle the ball outside of the penalty area. Therefore, it is a 2-minute power play in favor of Baltimore, and the restart is a shootout.
Well, the crowd, of course, doesn't like it.
For Baltimore is successful, therefore they have one more challenge remaining in the game.
But this could be a game-changing moment. Juan Pereira, who has been a zero factor in this game, is going to get a unimpeded look at backup keeper Boris Pardo. When we say backup, we just mean today. Boris has led this team in starts, wins, was the absolute powerhouse of this club, is the 3-time goalkeeper of the year, is great in these situations. He loves to stare down the attacker, play some mental games. But this will be 5 seconds. Nobody else can get involved. Pereira to try and beat Pardo. It's not just one shot, it's 5 seconds. If Pardo holds him out, Baltimore will have a 2-minute power play. If he does not, it'll be a 3-2 game. The whistle sounds. Good move by Pereira, and he scores. Just some lovely soul roll action there. Got Pardo down on his hip, basically walked around him, and very calmly slotted the ball home. And just like that, Tony, it's a 3-2 game.
Yeah, a good goal here. You know, Boris trying to stand him up and not be so aggressive and almost getting himself caught against the wall. But ultimately, this is going to be a catalyst for an exciting end of this match, as 3-2 is severely different, not just from 3-0, but 3-1. And for the Sockers, yet again, they need to go ahead and find that offensive window to go ahead and create something. You know, sometimes they say defense is the best offense. I think in this case, offense may be the best defense.
Again, at risk of, oh, hey, he's excuse making or something. The Sockers don't have their number 1 and number 2 and number 3 playmaking midfielders. Leonardo de Oliveira, Charlie Gonzalez, Gabriel Costa, all unavailable, 2 injured, 1 away in Brazil. They have since lost their top attacking midfielder, Luis Morales, to an injury in the 3rd quarter. They don't have Craig Childs today either. It's a lot of offensive creativity that's gone. Welly's shot blocked by Ruggles. Skipping comes back to Toth. 11 minutes left, and 3-0 at the half is now 3-2 in the 4th. And remember, Baltimore, a team that has known how to come back. last weekend in St. Louis, they trailed by a goal in the fourth quarter. Both games, back-to-back games, came back and won by 5-4 scores. Pereira scoring late goals. Ooh, almost 6 men on the floor. As Belliard came racing by, Mijatovic is going to let this ball get to Toth in the crease. It was a very close call, but it looks like it was a correct call. Daniel Radford was definitive down there. We could hear him on review saying, no, he handled it. It doesn't matter if it went off the body first.
Yeah, they spoke about intent, and that's something that I might look at under review for if that's going to be mentioned at all. But here's Tavoy.
To Nelton, shot blocked by Silla. Well done by Omar Silla, read that play all the way. Baltimore with 3 guys running forward. San Diego a little bit behind the play. Goal! It's tied up! It's all tied up. Maldini Goncalves gets his first ever point. It's on a Wallace score assist to Espina for 3-3.
And just a little bit too much space given by the San Diego Sockers. You see Mijatovic and Nilton de Andrade on that side, just kind of watching the play develop and, having the best ticket in the house. But for Baltimore, they've now had 3 goals unanswered to tie this up in the fourth quarter. And this has been what they've been able to do this last 6 games. Make it a tight one, and it's back here in a situation, 3-3.
Well, we talked about the battle for the Shield. Let's talk about a man who earlier seemed like he was on easy street to get to the all-time MASL milestone. The king of the Phil Salvaggio, 199, 45-7 career league, 269, 54-7 all-time. That includes the Sockers' time from 2009 to 2014 in the PASL, the Professional Arena Soccer League. This is the stat I put up there for a reason. In all these years, 16-game, 20-game, and 24-game seasons, the most Sockers losses in any season has been 7. In 2015-16, the team went 13-7. That's the worst record in Phil Salvaggio's career, was 13-7. About 3 weeks ago at practice, he just casually said to me, I'm getting close. Am I getting close to that? I'm like, yeah, it might be 2 more, And since then, they haven't lost. So, And today's game is still in the balance, but 3-0. Let's be clear, Baltimore has not just been a little bit better in the second half. It's as if they're the only team on the field in the second half. If not for Chris Toth and some tenacious defending, Baltimore would have 7 or 8 goals by now. They have completely dominated this second half, and San Diego acts as if they all took a collective nap in the locker room in between halves. Meanwhile, Chris Toth, he would never expect it, has 2 blue cards tonight and conceded a shootout. And now, just like that, 2 goals in 92 seconds for Baltimore and a 3-3 tie. And now San Diego must figure out a way to score some offense. So they're going to send it to number 77, Nick Pereira. And Baltimore knows what they need to do, and they'll send the double team. It's back to Serta now. Serta, back post, Felipe working out into the right corner. Will keep possession to Mendez. Sebastian Mendez stepping on the ball. Out to the left, had nowhere to go, send it back to Serta. And now Felipe. Crowd of 2,951 here at Frontwave Arena today. First day of daylight savings. Hope you didn't have any Sunday morning obligations that made you really feel that lost hour of sleep. Here's Nick Pereira.
You're starting to see now Cardenas also and Cerda joining the attack as the options and creativity moving forward are being a little bit more limited. Cerda
working with Welly in front of him. That's a foul called on Cesar.
And
then
like,
Kia from the other side says, no, sir, it's the other way. And now Radford wants to argue his case to Kia. And the two will come together and a little discontiendo. And Kia, the very much senior official of the two, was like, no, bro. Yeah,
And I think it was an order of operations situation where Serra did get that push, got pushed from the back first. That then led to that foul.
Cesar. Woo. Whistles it wide. Trying for the Golasso. Mijatovic.
Not only is Baltimore looking better on the offense, they're looking better on the defense and just having a collective shape and closing any sorts of opportunities and windows that they had in the first quarter and the first half for the Sockers.
That's a foul on Thompson. And now San Diego gets a very nice set piece. This is where they are definitely missing Craig Childs.
Yeah.
Childs comes out in these spots, and he's been just converting these things of late. He's really been in form over the last month or so. And it makes the Sockers so much less dangerous when they've got a defender out, 2 defenders out there right now, Ruggles and Cardenas. But let's see what Pereira, Morgan, and Mendez can brew up here. Mendez blocked by Pereira. Pumped his fists in excitement for the shot block. San Diego changes personnel. 8 minutes left in the match. 3-3 the score. The #1 tiebreaker in this league is not head-to-head. It is not goal differential. Oh, it's a giveaway, and it's now not worth mentioning because Baltimore has scored 4 in a row, and each of San Diego's best 2 defenders are directly responsible for a goal against. Serra gave up the first, and this one is Cardenas.
Yeah, you see Cardenas looking for that space, that help on the right-hand side, not wanting to give it to Toth, even though it's a very close quarter situation for him, and Toth could have cleared it out. But definitely a mistake there from the veteran defender. Cardenas was usually just so crisp and so clean in those situations. But again, credit to Baltimore and that high press, that no give up attitude in this second half has really paid off for them.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule coming up, the remaining schedule for San Diego. It's home Missouri now. It'll be Kansas City, St. Louis, Kansas City, Kansas City. That's it, baby. Back-to-back, home and home next weekend. The cruelest move in the league for teams to play at night on a Saturday and then in the afternoon on a Sunday here. The following week, St. Louis comes in for their only meeting of the year, and then that final weekend of the year at Kansas City on a Friday, here on a Sunday. So it's 4 straight Sundays at home at Frontwave Arena for the Sockers. Sundays are for football once again at Frontwave Arena. But tonight, Tony, this is a shocker. 3-0 and seemingly in complete control of the match. And the amount of coaching that David Bascombe did to outcoach Phil Salvaggio in those 15 minutes cannot be understated, because since halftime, it looks like Baltimore is far and away the best team in the league, and San Diego is fighting for a shot in the playoffs. They have been ineffectual, slow to the ball, committing penalties, and making terrible defensive errors that have led directly to goals. So what do you have for us now, San Diego? 7:43 to play, everything to play for, but they need to show something along the way here.
And even though they do have those injuries, their talent is still there. The players and the pieces are in place for the Sockers to come back and now come back from behind and make their first comeback and tie the game. But for Baltimore, they're going to go ahead and defend as if their life depends on it. Right there, Morgan almost getting a 180 control. As watch out.
Oh, that's a terrible mistake. Defensive clearance by Pereira. It's going to give San Diego top of the arc. They don't have to convert this, but they need something to change the tenor of this match. The thing I was going to say was that regulation wins are the #1 tiebreaker in the league, and San Diego has that edge right now. So just the idea of Baltimore taking it to overtime would be big, but right now they don't worry about that. They're in absolute command of this match. Can San Diego change it? Yes, they can! Nick Pereira! Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 4-4.
An incredibly intelligent set piece. The set piece begins once the ball gets set. You see Sebastian Mendez set the ball, go to his right, feint that he's going to take the shot, and big body Nick Pereira just kind of sneaks right behind and takes everybody by surprise, tying this game up 4-4.
That goal came in a hurry at 7:41 after Baltimore took the lead at 7:17.
And I think that's what the Sockers will need to do to see this whole game out, is utilize that experience on both sides of the ball. Be creative, be chippy, and be intelligent more than anything.
Oh, Nilton got clipped on the back of the leg there. Let's see if he can keep his gait. And now 7 minutes left and a 4-4 draw. Andrade, critical defensive intervention there to keep the ball away from Belliard in the middle of the crease. Nilton still trying to stretch out that leg. I saw him take a kick to the back of the leg. He's been a little bit gingered in the seconds to follow. Mijatovic will play it back. Steph, his first 6 years in the league, was known as Stefan Mijatovic. When he went to Tacoma, he spoke up. Mijatovic.
Might call you Craig Elstein.
People have done it. Phil has done it about 1 billion times. There's Carden is playing up top. Things have gone from bad to crazy. Ospina with back-to-back goals for Baltimore. Porch got the first one for the Blast. First 3 of this game to San Diego, the next 4 to Baltimore, and now the Sockers get one back, and we're tied with 6 minutes to play in regulation. Porch, room, cracks it off the Frontwave Credit Union logo above the frame. Chad Porch's eyes lit up right there as he was given far too much space.
And that's the thing that the Sockers have to tighten up a little bit, is that pressure. They're giving way too much space in the midfield area, letting Baltimore come all the way up and think about what they want in a calm, collected fashion, something that Sockers haven't been able to do.
Reyes.
Challenge.
A challenge flag for, I think, too many men is what Baltimore is yelling about. It's Nascimento that's actually the one. I mean, Bascom had to throw the flag, I think, but Nascimento is the one that was doing all the arguing on the bench.
Now, if this does pan out as Baltimore wants, it's another golden opportunity.
The call on the field is play on and no foul. The Baltimore bench is challenging for a possible missed blue card for too many men. The previous play is under further review.
Daniel Radford leading us back to MASL video review for the 3rd time today. San Diego was unsuccessful, Baltimore successful. Let's listen in.
Replay, can you hear us? Can we go all the way back to the restart, please? The restart along the wall. All right, now, do you have any sort of wider view than this, or is this going to be the widest view you have to start? Okay, so let's just play like slow motion from here so we can count players. Okay, so stop here, please. Actually, can you back it up just a little bit? Back it up just a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. All right, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going, pause. So look, Cardenas is here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're talking about this player that just slipped off, but there's no impact.
No impact, no.
Keep going, please, and let's just keep going, make sure we're not missing any players. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going. Keep going. Keep going, please. Okay, now pause. Do me a favor. Do you have that camera from behind the other goal? So go ahead and let's see that one. Yep, and we're going to go to the restart again so we can see it from here. Okay, go ahead.
Join us for Soccer's Hispanic Heritage Night on Sunday, March 15th.
So keep going.
Frontwave Arena.
1, 2. No, I know, it's okay. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. Stop, back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going. That other player has no impact.
No impact.
Okay, thank you. I'm good.
Yep. Great insight listening in with Daniel Radford, as this will not be a successful challenge.
After review, the call on the field of play on is upheld. There is not a too many men violation. The challenge is unsuccessful, and Baltimore no longer has any challenges for the rest of the game.
Really appreciate it, and also want to just say shout out. Kansas City was the broadcast that did it first, giving you that microphone access. But boy, nothing more instructive, Tony, than to hear the actual thoughts of the officials.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way it's being laid out, just presentation-wise, coming out and saying, hey, there was no call on the field. This is what they're calling, just absolutely crystal clear. Very wonderful to see the transparency in this. And now returning back, right? Sockers have the ball on their foot and have the possession. Did this break the rhythm, perhaps, of Baltimore and or the Sockers? We'll see how this plays out here.
Here comes Nico, head of steam, and look at Toth. Just plucked it out of the night like a grape off the vine. Why are you picking grapes at night, Chris?
Sure-handed, and this is going to be a foul.
Yeah. Serta just plays it quick. Want to get advantage. Serta, right foot. Oh, it was open for a second. Staying with him was Thompson all the way. Thompson blocks this and tries to turn it into a counterattack. He works along the bench wall. The much smaller Mendez gets in the way. And it's back to Chris Toth. 4:45. Oh boy. Tavoy almost lost it behind him.
Just keeping his balance, and he's going to be a pivotal player here towards the end.
Pato. Morgan kept working down lower and lower. Back out Serta. Can't get the shot away. What about Mijatovic? Blocked out of bounds. Wall restart for Baltimore.
Right now, the Sockers are trying to look for anybody to be a playmaker. Mijatovic not necessarily expecting to have a shot there, but still able to contribute positively now with a set piece for San Diego.
Oh, point! Right off the joint of post and crossbar. So I called it point. Mijatovic bullies his way back onto the ball. 4:10 left before they start splitting standings points. Mendez. Remember, Baltimore in this 6-match winning streak has been scoring late fourth quarter goals. That's what they've been doing. This is the opportunity they have once again in a 4-4 game. Ask our friends in St. Louis what it felt like to be 4-4 with Baltimore late in the fourth. Trouble. Mijatovic just being hounded here on the wall by Pereira. The reason it was trouble was no one was there to help him. Mendez then has his pocket picked by Espina. Now he's going to have to go back and use Toth. What the is going on? Pato and Porch takes it away from him.
Yeah, Pato marking his teammate Nick on that. Lack of communication.
Ruggles too clever with the ball, gave it away. Needed to move it immediately. Instead tried a fancy dribble and it was a turnover. It's kind of bedeviled Drew a number of times this season. Moments just like this. Another steal. Now you're out of challenges, Baltimore. They're screaming for a foul that didn't happen. Coming forward is Felipe. Felipe, what a save! Why by Rodriguez? Nilton was wide open on the wing, but Felipe had his own number called the whole way.
A beautiful save there as Baltimore's trying to come back on the other side. Stood up by Cesar Cerda very well.
Cerda comes up with a huge stop. Mijatovic
asking for calm, redirecting traffic.
Giveaway. Getting it back though, Steph. 2:22 in a 4-4 tie. Morgan, Nilton, foul. Free kick, San Diego, and Nick Pereira comes out on the field.
And I mean, we talked about the contributions of Morgan in this game as opposed to what he was doing earlier in the season, going to ground very easily. Now he's more macizo, as we say in Spanish, a little more sturdy, and is able to weather those fouls, and the fouls are just more clear now.
It's a great point. When you hold your ground, they'll see the foul. When you lose your feet, San Diego calls their last timeout. Trying to figure out the exact right formula to put goal number 5 on the board before this clock runs out. Well, we've been talking about him. He's so important. He might be the guy that is drawn up for on this play. Sebastian Mendez has been a mighty Mendez of late. 5 goals, 3 assists in the last 3 games, 13 goals on the season. And here's something he's done well tonight, Tony. Mendez, like Drew Ruggles, is sitting on 6 penalty points. He has 5 blue cards and a yellow, so the next card Mendez is shown in a game means he'll be automatically suspended for the next game. It's the same for Drew Ruggles. The next penalty he gets, he'll be suspended for the next game. If Drew Ruggles got suspended, there's a lot of backups currently available for San Diego. The midfield is thin for San Diego right now with no Leo, no Charlie Gonzalez, no Gabby Costa, no Luis Morales, who has not come back into this game. Morales would 1,000% be on these set pieces if he was available to go in any way. So that's a very important situation to monitor going into next week and back-to-back games if Morales is available. Craig Childs is out of this game. And San Diego, honestly, I mean, the closest they've come all year is to being almost healthy. And right when they got on the verge of that a week ago, now we see what's happened in the last couple days.
Yeah, flying too close to the sun health-wise, but even then they've been able to persevere and have individual performances that have come through, and none more important than the man standing on top of the ball, Nick Pereira.
With his 2 goals, he's up to 30 points now. First soccer to 30 points this season. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Seb. Blocked and painfully blocked. Trying to get it back down to Morgan. That one went off of Nico Williams, and he took it hard off the ankle. Williams, in fact, oh wow, Williams has to hop to the bench. Final 2 minutes. Pereira's been a late hero for San Diego multiple times this year. Out of the double team, can't get it. Mendez steps in. Mendez draws a foul. That was a little divey, and he got the call.
Just getting yourself into important positions, and sometimes in important positions getting fouled in that situation. The danger about fouls anywhere near or closer from the yellow line is that anything that's not a goal has a potential to be a rebound and a counterattack, and Baltimore is waiting for that moment as well.
Pereira, Ruggles, Drew in the corner, back to Mendez, a little too slow. That allowed Wellington to get all up in Mendez's back. And now the play is gone. Minute 33. If it stays 4-4, we'll go to a 10-minute golden goal overtime period. And each team will earn 1 standing point. Nascimento trying for last-second heroics. It's Porch all the way down. He's got Welly in the middle. It's Porch. He scores! They did it again! The Baltimore Blast are the hottest team in the league. They're the clutchest team in the league. And they're going to beat San Diego on their home floor, minus a miracle. 5-4 again. The Blast, 4th quarter drama.
It's that same formula over again in the 4th quarter, being able to counterattack and utilize that speed to their advantage. And a well-struck ball is what it takes to get past Chris Toth in this situation and have the 1-goal lead with a minute 12 left in the 4th quarter.
Wellington was hurt on the play. Seemed to be favoring his groin as he went to the bench. Both teams in a physical game have been taking big knocks. But it is without question that Baltimore has just come into this game and completely turned it on its ear, and San Diego has a number of questions. I think as many questions to be asked as in any game all season. What's happened in the second half of this game? No intensity out of the locker room. Outshot and shut out for shots in a quarter for the first time ever. 7-0 in this season. And really some very sketchy defense. And that right there was a sketchy play. There was a lot of injuries along the way, but now San Diego's got their backs against the wall. Cesar Cerda is in as the 6th attacker. There's just a minute 12 to try and pull a point out of this game. A game that you led 3-0 pretty late in the third quarter. Led 3-0 through 40 minutes of this game.
Yeah, it seemed like the gravity was intensified times 10 for the San Diego Sockers coming out of the break, defensively and offensively. That's going to be called a foul.
And it's an easy foul to call. Mendez needs to take a second. San Diego now needs to pull something out of the fire in the final minute. Nilton, brand new with the club. No chemistry yet with these guys. He's going to be asked to figure it out in a hurry. So is Mijatovic. Morgan, can he get the ball? He did. It got tipped away. He got it back. We're in the final minute, 46 seconds. Baltimore trying to clear. Couldn't do it. Nilton's there. Back to Morgan, 40 seconds. Savoy. Chipped out off of the leg of DeAndrade. It's going to be Baltimore ball. Toth is going to have to run in. If they properly handle it, the Blast will just carry the ball out here and there won't be another chance for San Diego. Instead, oh, look out. Cardenas keeps it off, and then two guys go up high, and that's a foul on Nilton. Nico goes down, and this will all but salt it.
Yeah, physical collision here as trainers are asked to come on for both ends, and Toth right there trying to clear the ball in a difficult position. But now you're going to go ahead and see more than likely the last seconds of this be with Baltimore's possession, and they need to play it correctly, and it's going to be a foul and a set piece for the Blast.
Let's see if... Oh, man, really, Nilton landed on Nico's head. So that's why his back hurts and why Nico's head hurts. That was rough.
As his trainers being, sitting him up, and, again, this is a physical sport. Professionals coming in, giving it their all. Frontwave Arena just recognizing that effort as well.
The Blast had to fly cross country yesterday. San Diego rested in their bed. San Diego played Thursday. Blast played Friday. Sure, San Diego's taken some injuries along the way. So is Baltimore. But Baltimore has completely outclassed San Diego in this second half. Never has a visiting team been more deserving of a regulation win than Baltimore right here to pull this game out. And this is the clincher? No. Belliard seemingly had an open goal to tap into. 20 seconds. This is the last chance. Toth will run off. Ruggles is going to run on as the 6th attacker. 14 seconds, and San Diego's nowhere close to goal. And this should do it. And it's wide, and that's as good as anything because there's not enough time. But there's a blue card now.
Too many men.
Too many men on San Diego, and that does it. Congratulations, Baltimore. You've won your 7th in a row, and you are the first place team in this league. You're tied with San Diego.
In favor of Baltimore.
However, Sockers do have one match in hand, but the Sockers are about to enter their toughest 3 weeks of the year. The home and home at Kansas City. No one has expected San Diego to win all 4 of those games. against the Comets. So San Diego may have just lost the Shield today, right here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it was definitely a matter of them controlling their own destiny, and they controlled their destiny for about 2 quarters, and then Baltimore just decided to throw some cold water on that momentum and really come out guns a-blazing themselves. And credit to Baltimore for being physical, for being smart and intelligent, and obviously just being the better team, as you said, Greg. And for the Sockers, just a couple of laps of concentration and just moments that you can point to say, hey, that was a goal, that was a mistake, and that cost this team.
Full time into 1-0. The Baltimore Blast are now right in the picture as a team that can win the Ron Newman Cup. And the San Diego Sockers have more questions than answers despite their lofty perch. Their point streak comes to an ignominious end. 5-4 Baltimore, the comeback winners. We're back with an interview with one of the Blast heroes next on MASL TV.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear on.
Player of the game is none other than former MASL newcomer of the year, Chad Porch, coming into this game tonight with 12 goals, picking up 2 tonight, including the game winner, coming in second place in the standings versus the San Diego Sockers, currently in first place. How important was it for you and your team to get this victory on the road here in San Diego?
It was super important. We went through a rough stretch in the beginning of the season, and for us to come through with, I think, 7 games in a row, I mean, it's huge because now, I mean, we put ourselves in a good position headed to the playoffs.
From Delaware to Baltimore, you talk about that momentum. What can we look forward to with the Baltimore Blast heading into this final stretch of the season?
A collective team that's come together throughout the whole season. I think we have a lot of talented players on this team that I think goes underlooked, and it showed tonight. Everyone stepped up, Pre with 2 goals. I had 2, and we were down. We were down, what, 4-0, and for us to come back, it was huge. So looking forward to the rest of the season. I think we're going to finish off strong just as a collective unit.
Best of luck to you and the Baltimore Blast. Thank you for watching MASL TV.
All right, great stuff. Thank you. Congratulations to Chad Porch and the Baltimore Blast. In the second half, Tony, the Blast outshot the Sockers 16-3. San Diego had 5 total shots after the first quarter. They lost Luis Morales to injury. They didn't play with Craig Childs. They're missing their top 3 offensive playmakers. But to see that little attack from this team is shocking.
Yeah, it seemed like they were looking for the game to be settled in the first half and said, hey, 3 goals is going to be great. We just have to defend the rest of the time. But Baltimore had other plans, and honestly, with a better team coming on now, deservedly winning 5-4 here.
So Baltimore into a first-place tie. The Milwaukee Wave just a point behind San Diego, and the Sockers are forced into a very difficult weekend next, playing at Kansas City Saturday and hosting Kansas City here on Sunday. That's our next broadcast 1 week from today, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, for the San Diego Sockers and the Kansas City Comets right here on MASL TV. But this exciting Sunday afternoon showcase of indoor soccer on Fox Soccer Plus comes to a dramatic conclusion as the visiting Baltimore Blast pull it out, scoring 4 goals in the fourth quarter to beat the San Diego Sockers in regulation 5-4. Special thanks to Tony Sanchez, Nick Ferrara, and our entire Moda broadcast crew. I'm Craig Elston reminding you our final score, Baltimore 5 and San Diego 4. Don't forget to catch MASL Monday with a complete recap of all of the weekend's action coming up Monday on YouTube. Until then, with this 5-4 Baltimore win, Craig Elston saying so long from Oceanside.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stuff. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 break, clear to
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
At the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.